Well, greetings, gamers. This is Dr. Eileen, the Gaming Doc, and this is your place and your space to laugh, to chat, to chill, to hang out, to take a moment, to take a break, to take a breath, and say it's Friday. Not just any Friday, it's Focus Friday. Your life follows your focus, so where's your focus taking you? And we can all focus on that amazing new starting soon screen created by our very own OBJ Stun Zobi, J Stun Z, who is amazing. That was New York. He wanted to make me a new starting screen for my new home. So it was amazing, and I was so delighted by it. Jay is awesome. And who are our gold medalists today? Who are our Olympic champions? Bladella95 comes in first at the gold. It's Willoughby who comes in for the silver, and Fire Noter in for the bronze. Yes! Oh, and like all Olympic champions, take your places on your risers, wrap yourselves in your national flags as we play your national anthems. Hello, hello, hello. And Debbie Lee 63. Hello, my dear. What is up? What is happening? RIP old intro. I missed the woodsy feel, but I totally understand it. Yep, it is I saw Doc in her secret identity clothes. Yeah. But on the upside, I've got a new hat. Not much, yes. J Stun Z, who is one of my moderator Supremes, who is the King of New York, as pictured there, the reigning monarch of Staten Island, as also pictured there somewhere, and who is my OBJ Stun Zobi, and all things from first-person shooters to figuring out OBS to creating amazing videos to helping me find my way through the wonderful world of bus companies, and who is also the amazing catalyst for the community catalyst, and a member of Fight Club. First rule about Fight Club, Jay rules it. So, yes, not much. Well, then we will call that, if it's not much and it's not much bad, we'll call it a win. I'm making those, the infamous bacon and cheese puff pastry wraps. Need my comfort / celebration food. Yay. Oh, those sound so amazing. I am going to have to at some point give that a try. That sounds so amazing. Did we get a picture of those back in Fun with Foods? I thought we had a picture of those. Let's see. No, I don't think that's those. I thought we had an old picture of those. Did we? I don't know. I guess not. Let's see. Secret Agent Man. Yes, well, in your case, Secret Agent Woman. Yes. Very cool old song. We'll need to clean up my apartment before I go to SF soon. Oh, wow. Oh, that's going to be so fun being back in the Bay Area. I survived another week. Got the kitchen's consumptions down from 1,800 pounds to 650 pounds in my first week. Yay! Fist bump, high five for economic and financial fiscal responsibility. Hi, everyone. Huber, hey! What is up? And no, I didn't. I ate them before I got a chance to step up pick. Yes! And Uper Sam, who was last seen playing Stardew Valley, who is absolutely awesome, absolutely cool, and who I hope will tell us that there is going to be another stream. I'll get one today. Nice. I mean, at least of one. But, yes, it is just, and I hope everybody is ready for the weekend, because the weekend is upon us. Not too much. Had a 4-week visit from my mom. Oh, she's back in the UK now. Oh, wow, a whole month. I only made 4. Didn't have any more bacon. But why is the bacon gone? Who cares about the rum? There always must be more bacon. But that's so neat. You had a month with your mom. That's so cool. Yeah, aw, I bet you love seeing your mom. No, the bacon. I've been a little sick today. No, I barfed this morning and I've been dealing with some sound sensor issues because it's been a windy, rainy day. And I've been trouble with my sinuses and allergies problem. I'm even gagged phlegm up and I've been having a headache a long time. Oh, sweetie. And it's never a good time when tummy troubles rise up, especially when you start your day that way. Although if you start your day getting sick, the day can only go up from there. I'm going to play Limbo tonight. Ooh, nice. And we don't mean the dance with the stick. Limbo, I remember that one. Get well soon, Fire Nutter. Yeah, I love seeing my mom. 3, 3, 3, 3. 4 threes? Wishing you a speedy recovery, Fire Nutter. Yes, we are sending out the good vibes for you because it sucks when, you're not feeling well. And now for me, a windy and rainy day, that's just like get up under the covers in my onesie and just nap. And I am going to have such a good time because, hearts. Oh, hearts! Okay, I get it. I know you have to explain things to me sometimes, but yes, tomorrow will be exciting because I don't have to get up at 3:15 in the morning. I'm pumped. I can actually sleep until 8. Windy and rainy day is a hot chocolate and snuggle in the favorite blanket. Absolutely. Oh, you want to take snuggling in a blanket to the next level? Okay, if you've got a washer and dryer, you get your biggest, fuzziest blanket and you throw it in the dryer and you let it tumble, on warm, let it get all nice and warmed up, and especially if it's one of those cold days or cold nights, and then you take it out of the dryer and you wrap yourself up in it. Oh my gosh, that is so fun. Let's see. I walked home with the boys in torrential rain. Wait, why is everybody having so much rain? We had none. Let's see. We jumped in puddles and got soaked through, but it was amazing fun. You know what? There is something about, first off, Red Queen, fist bump, high five for playing in the rain. That was something that, and I remember my sister, her husband, and I were all sharing an apartment, and it was raining, and the guy who was my boyfriend was over at the time, and so, we're listening to it rain, and and the guys are kind of complaining, and me and my sister look at each other. We got up, and we go outside, and they're like, "Where are you going?" And we went outside and we started dancing around in the rain, and we started like jumping in puddles and everything like that. And then they came out and then they started jumping in puddles. It was fun. And Bloodella, hashtag Ducksagoomer. Sending out the good vibes, you find out. How's the new job? There is a new twist to the new job. It's raining where I am right now, and I actually have a cup of hot chocolate on my desk next to me. I'm telling you, there are ways to mitigate a rainy night. Sounds like so much fun. I let my girls play in the rain when they were young. Yes! There is nothing like, because it's like, just go out and get wet. And, and we, like, danced and, and got totally soaked, and they got totally soaked. It was fun. UK here might have to get the armbands out. Oh, wow. So, first off, I got my uniform and all that stuff. That was, Jay saw me in the uniform. And I will maybe next, on Monday, since, timing, you guys will get to see me in my uniform on Monday. And I've decided, I have made an executive decision. After sitting around and watching all the matrons and then, watching all the drivers, and they're talking about driving and, and all that stuff, and they make quite a bit more money than the matrons do. And I decided, it's like, okay, if I'm going to be at the bottom of the ladder, I should be at the bottom of the ladder that pays better. So I decided I'm going to drive a bus. So I went into the office and I said, what would I have to do in order to drive a bus? And the lady looks at me, I barely have the words out of my mouth. She grabs a Post-it note. She goes, okay, you need to get this, you need to get this, you need to get this. And then she looks at me and said, it's crazy, because they're like the office managers, and there were these two ladies, and they said that they were talking that morning about me, and they were saying how they wish that I had decided to become a driver because they think I'd be a great driver. And then I walk in that afternoon and say, hey, what do I need to do to become a driver? I mean, one lady, she had, because there's you have to test to become get a commercial driver's license and all that stuff. And she happened to have one of the books there, and she goes, here, I've got this book. It's my only copy, so I'll need it back. But here, take this, read it up. We want you to test. So I will continue to do my matron job while I'm training to actually drive a bus. So yes, I'm going to be a little brown woman in a giant orange box. But the hat's cool. Let's see. I've always wanted to dance in the rain. Definitely on my bucket list. Willoughby, make that happen. It is awesome because, you kind of lose yourself in the whole idea that, normally we hide from the rain. And when you dance in it, you celebrate, I'm singing in the rain, just singing in the rain. Yes, it is wonderful. It is amazing. Old movie, Singing in the Rain, Frank Sinatra. Excellent. Oh no, wait a minute. Was it Frank Sinatra or... Yeah, I think it was Frank Sinatra. Somebody fact check on me. Look up Singing in the Rain, the movie, and tell me who the guy was who starred in it. My mom said it was raining when she got back, but her flowers look awesome. Yay! Doc, I missed you! Have mercy, Daddy, I missed you too! Let's see. We were heading home, so it wasn't too worried about getting wet, and 4-year-old was in a mood, so I jumped in a massive puddle and made him laugh hysterically. He had the cutest but most dirty laugh. It's infectious. Yes! What a coincidence. I'm telling you. Dang it, ads! Well, that was short. Good luck with all that. I have danced in the rain. Oh, it was Frank Sinatra. Oh, no, it was Gene Kelly. Debbie Lee 63. Thank you. It was Gene Kelly. Yes. Oh, my gosh. It is. And New York is a wonderful place to sing in the rain. You'll be awesome. I'm proud of you. I know. And the funny thing is, my wonderful Jay, who, has shared that he's also a school bus driver for a different company. And he was, when I told him, and I sent him a message, he goes, I thought you weren't going to do that. Because when I first got here, when I went to the office for the first time to put in my application, the lady asked me, she said, would you like to be a driver? And my answer was no, because that seemed very large and very intimidating. And, I had talked to Jay about it. And, I was like, I don't think so. And so I was like, guess what? I'm going to drive a bus. And he was slightly startled. But, it's about overcoming, because the reason that I automatically said no was because I thought I couldn't do it. I thought it was too big. And then I started thinking, it's amazing. You see, once you start getting old, you start talking yourselves into things. It's like nobody's got to change your mind. And I'm sitting there and, and people, the attendants are getting matched up with drivers and all this other stuff. And, and I see the drivers and they're like, kind of very cool and all of this stuff. And, and it was like, because the drivers are like the captains of the bus. It's like, I want to be captain. So, and then I decided, okay, what's my reason for not doing it? It's like, well, I think it will be too much for me. I think it would be too big. I'm in a strange city. But the thing is, I'm going to get trained. And in fact, they pay for all the training. I'm going to get trained. They're not going to just, hand me keys and say best of luck. I'm going to have a chance to learn everything that I need to know. And if other people can do it, so can I. Plus, you get paid quite a bit more. And generally, all of the, the bennies are a lot better. So I thought, why not? Why not do something? Why not push that envelope? Let's see. Dancer and singer. Frank mostly sang. Yep. Becoming a driver is a pain. Well, he danced a little bit. I mean, like a tiny, when he was singing "Luck Be a Lady Tonight." Becoming a driver is a pain in the with all the stuff you have to remember. Yeah, my youngest son, who was a truck driver. Okay, I'm gonna share. Doc's gonna share a little message back and forth that I had with my son, and he said, let's see. Also understand that a CDL, commercial driver's license holder, that as a CDL, everything you do is wrong. You are guilty until proven innocent. Your logbook will be your life, and you'll feel like you're driving a loaf of bread. So my response, because he was a long-haul trucker, my response was, on the upside, I get a cool hat. His response was, the hats are nice. So, yes, I get a cool hat. And you know how I feel about hats. So, it's like my school driver was the absolute best. She always cheered me up. Yep. And yeah, there's a lot to it. And, I've got like 4 written tests that I have to take, in addition to 2 or 3 driving tests, and I've got to parallel park a bus. Oh, parallel parking is my nemesis. But I can do this. If all of these other people can do this, I can do this. So, and the fact that the people who are the professionals have faith in me. They say, hey, we think you would make a great driver. And I'm guessing they don't say that to everybody. And yeah, it would be really cool to make significantly more than I'm making. So why not? I mean, the worst that can happen is that it doesn't work out and I end up staying a matron. It's not like I lose that job. The thing I hate for being sick is I can't get too involved, and I want to have fun, especially when fresh from a nap. I wake up and feel a lot of pent-up energy. Then I get bored and restless, but nothing. I have matches that level of involvement that I feel I'm able to match with that. Yeah. Your 6-inch makes a big difference in driving. My what? Debbie Lee 63, care to expand on this, because taken out of context, this could be a really interesting comment. You got this, Boss Doc. Thank you, Red Queen. You can do anything you set your mind to. My theory is Doc is an avid hat collector, is becoming more and more believable by the day. I'll give her a job so you can get a chef's cap. Oh my God, I would love a chef's cap. Oh, next things on my list are a chef's cap and a nightcap. It's like, one of the old nightcaps. I always loved those. I had one when I was little. It's and then you get the little one that looks almost like a shower cap. I had one of those when I was small. Let's see, computer froze. You are taller than I by 6 inches. Oh, okay. Well, and there is, there were drivers who were shorter than me, and it was like, okay, if they can be able to do it. And also, not all of the buses are the big honking buses. Some of them are the smaller buses. So I would guess that they would probably start me off on the smaller bus. I don't know why, but I feel like a traffic cone hat would... A traffic cone hat would be brilliant. I must have this in my life. Oh, wow. I have a skull cap, but considering going back to really, really short hair, brightly colored, so I don't need to wear a hat. Ah! Oh, God, Doc is so short, it's hard to imagine someone shorter. Yes, I am vertically challenged. And that just means I get rained on last, even when I dance in it. And the thing is, okay. The thing is that whenever I talk to you guys about not letting your fears prevent you from doing cool things, from not letting the stories you tell yourself, be the thing that stops you from moving forward. And to make sure that if you're going to tell yourself a story, you tell yourself a good one, because you're making it up the whole time. I needed to listen to that. I needed to accept that. And the idea that it's like, and when I really asked myself, well, why can't I be a bus driver? And I mean, nothing against the matrons. Matrons are cool. And, taking it to that next level and doing something. And besides, as a matron, I'm like at the bottom of the, because seniority is everything. And because I'm the most recent hire, I'm at the absolute bottom of seniority. So, it's going to be hard for me to get, the trips anyway. But if we do Fluffies tomorrow, it might be the same time as last time. Not sure, though. Okay, so I'm planning on streaming from like 10 till 1 or 2. So if it could be after that, we could do that. One of my old kitchen's assistants was 5 foot exactly. Always had to pass her stuff. Yes, and I am like always the one looking for tall people when what I want at the grocery store is always on that top shelf. And not only is it on the top shelf, it is back on the top shelf. Fist bump high five for anybody who had to go find somebody to get something off the top shelf for them. Either that or you start that weird little climb where you get up on the bottom shelf and you see if you can reach it. Miles! Oh my goodness! Miles Jai! How are you? Oh, y'all. Miles, who has one of the most amazing, soft and smooth as silk voices, and who is also a phenomenal person to talk to. Oh my goodness. Miles. Could we get a shout out for Miles, please? Have to see, because a coworker is probably coming as well. Okay, so we can get that. I'm doing okay. Missed you too, sweetie. And as always, if you are a streamer, plug your ears while you're doing a shout out, Jay. If you are a streamer, please feel free to talk about your stream in the chat. We want to know what you stream, when you stream, why you stream, how you stream. Are you on more than one platform? Are you working on a goal? Are you working on affiliate? Are you working on partner? Hashtag Pat the Partner. This old lady. Are you working on building something that will be like driving a giant bus of abundance and success right through your garage door? Hashtag this old lady. What am I doing? Could you do a shout out for Miles, please? I'm going to do... Miles, you're doing the 1 chip challenge. Okay. Miles, my love. Understand that the chip explodes in your mouth. And that's what makes the Pocky Chip Challenge. I've done the Pocky Chip Challenge. I've also eaten the Little Nitro 9 million Scoville gummy bear. And when you have something that, because of the powder and because the spice is all on the powder and it goes in your mouth and it just kind of explodes everywhere, that's the part that's stressful about that. So, keep that in mind. And only one. The 1 chip challenge is also being shut down because kids are dumb. Yes, some kids try to eat more than one, and that is a bad thing. A Granny Coffee, hey! Hi, I was busy for a little... do you remember me? Oh, of course I remember you! Gravy Coffee. 2 things that I really enjoy. And Fable Gaming, hello. How are you, my dear? Let's see. I salute your taste buds. Moment of silence for the taste buds. And Debbie Lee 63 is lurking. Please enjoy the Loving Lurkers Lounge. Refreshments are in the corner, and feel free to put your feet on the furniture. And thank you, Debbie Lee. You got it in New York? Yes, I am in beautiful, wonderful, amazing, quaint, picturesque Staten Island. And if you ever want to visit what I personally believe is one of the absolute best parts of the entire state, you need to go to Staten Island. It is filled with trees. It has wild turkeys. It has some of the most amazing food. It has, the nth degree of Italian culture here. And it is just absolutely cool. I'm good. Hope you saw my DM. Yes, I did. Redeemed add a hat, add a hat, add a hat, add a hat, hat. So we are going to show you for the first time ever, anywhere, my bus driver hat. Pioneer. Yes, this is the actual hat for my bus company. Yay! My family is from Nolens, and my father was a chef, so I know about spices and peppers. Good for you. Miles, if your family is from Nolens, we're related. I don't know how, but we're related. Because folks down there, I have yet to meet somebody who was from, either Nolens or Slidell or, any of those things. I've got cousins everywhere down there. So there's a good chance that we are in fact related. Speaking of turkeys, I almost ran over 5 of them because they ran into the street. Yes, and apparently the wild turkeys are protected here. See, I was thinking it's so this herd gets really thinned during Thanksgiving. Do people just sit on their porch and, pop one off with a 22 and then take it inside and cook it for Thanksgiving dinner? But Jay informed me that is a big no-no. You get into big trouble if you harm a single feather on one of these turkeys. When you used to live in your cabin, what country was the cabin in? Oh, it was in the United States, California, San Francisco Bay Area, the Santa Cruz Mountains. Sorry, I was getting my food out of the oven. No problem. Looks great. Yes, I will do the full outfit on. I'll let you guys see my full. What was it that Jay called it? What was it that you called it? It was like the superheroes have their secret identity outfit. So yes, you can see me as a bus driver. Did you see the clip that was made for me? Miles, that brings tears of joy. I've seen too many people be afraid of seasoning and spices. Yes! Oh, I'm never scared. Jay said that reminds me of the chicken doing the exact same thing here in Thailand. I had the idea to add mentioning deep pressure therapy and breathing exercises and grounding exercises, and some mentioning to the nurse fabulous AI in the lore. Hopefully get the AI to give those visualizations and help whoever's using them to calm down. They requested and they know what they're doing in seemingly likeness. If anything, I hope by doing this to increase the odds of doing that on its own without the user needing to explain it. That is cool. And Fire Nutter, I will say my AI does answer questions almost exactly the way I do. It is actually spooky. Miles, there's clips and highlights. Is it in there? Oh my gosh, for me, for the gaming dog. Okay, y'all, hold on. Hold the phone. We are going to play something. I just saw this. Wait, where'd you go? Where'd you go? Okay, yes, visit site. Okay. Yes.
Please be there, saying that you're still in love. I said, still in love with me. Yes. And then a little bit of Marvin Gaye. I I've been really trying, baby. Trying to hold back this feeling for so long.
Oh.
And if you feel like I feel, baby, come on. Oh, come on. Woo! Let's get it on. Ah, baby. Let's get it on. I hope that wasn't, I'm pretty sure that was over a minute. But yeah, that was to the gaming doc.
Ah.
Thank you so much for being understand.
Oh my gosh, that is so sweet. Oh, Miles, thank you. Miles. Oh, see, don't you love that voice? Oh my gosh. You know, I mean, stone in love with you. I'm still waiting for that one. I hope things are going well for you, Doc. I feel like things are going to turn around for the better sooner or later. Absolutely. I also hope you saw my DM earlier. Yes, I did. Turkeys here are jerks. Well, see the Discord. Fun with foods. To the Discord. Fun with... Oh, that looks good. Oh, those are the puff pastries that have, I mean, I'm sorry. As far as I'm concerned, there is nothing that is not improved by bacon. Oh, that looks so tasty. I can almost smell the bacon in it. That is so wonderful. With cheese. Let's see. Da-da-da-da. Sounds amazing, but keep it up. Yes, love that voice. I love it. Thank you. Oh, wow, I want a plate. Exactly. Gosh, now I'm hungry. Why is it at some point this stream always ends up talking about food? They're really hot. Just burnt my lips. They smelled so good. Oh, yeah. And then, have you ever, like, bitten into something and you get that little burn blister on the top of your mouth? You know, it's like right in the top of the inside of your mouth, and then it kind of bursts and you got that little bit of skin that just kind of wiggles back and forth with your tongue and you can't quite get it. Arr! Oh, yeah, like I'm the only one that happens to. I don't really feel like saying my old user or explaining who I am, then you don't have to. Do you mind just informing the chat what my old user was? And, well, Fable 3 Gaming was Suma, and would like to be known as he, they now. And I think that is wonderful, and that is a very cool thing. And so, you know, we have a point of reference, but, you know, people change and evolve. And, I mean, you know, I ended up taking a name. I was not born with the name Eileen. It was what I chose. It was how I chose to walk in this world and everything that went with that name. So, Fable, welcome to the party, pal. You know, it's like, we some hungry people. Yes. Great minds think alike. We all love food. Food unites people. Yes. Awesome. Proud of you, too. I'm so happy for you. Yes. And it is, you know, and it really is when we have a chance to bear witness to and honor the fact that someone is doing something to really figure out how to be more authentic and how to be more themselves. And that is something to be celebrated. It is something to embrace. And thank you so much for letting us know. Thank you all. Took a while to realize, but I kind of started thinking about it when I wasn't comfortable hearing my biological name. Yeah. I mean, and the thing is that it's not that there's anything wrong with that past aspect. It's just that it has completed its cycle. You know, each little phase in our life is like a cycle. It's like its own life cycle. And sort of like Doctor Who, you know, or maybe a Pokemon. When it reaches that point, when it is time to evolve and go into the next form, you gotta honor that. You know, and it's like a new chapter for you. Yeah, exactly. And, you know, when that little voice inside of us says it's time to change, it's time to grow, it's time to, you know, to go to that higher aspect of ourselves, that next incarnation. You know, you have evolved. Exactly. Level up. I like that. You've leveled up, Fable. And it really is. I'm very proud of you. I'm very, very proud of you. And I'm very honored that, you share that here and we can be a part of that. And so fable you are and fable you shall be until you evolve again. And then you may choose something else, which is the cool part of evolving and growing and transforming. Oh, the sauce is here. Yes, hot sauce. So we're going to have to do a hot sauce stream. Jay, we've got to make this happen. We've got to make a hot sauce stream happen. And why don't we do it we can do it over at your house when you're streaming stuff. And we can do something like that. Ooh, what are you serving with the hot sauce? Probably just eating it by itself. Or maybe, Jay, we can put the hot sauce on your popcorn. I love hot sauce on popcorn. Hot sauce on popcorn is the best. I can say I've been using the Nurse Fabulous AI I made. Can be super calming, just having the visualization of visualizing that Nurse Fabulous be right there tending to your needs, and you just relax and let them take care of those needs in the visualization. And if you get good at visualizing, you might even feel that tender attention and care. I imagine at the end of the day we could all use that level of care and touch of pampering. Oh, and Fire Nutter, by the way, when I mentioned to my AI that, we ended up having a fairly lengthy conversation, which, and if you want something interesting and you have one of those AIs, ask it if it would like to ask you a question, because I asked my AI, it's like, well, is there anything you'd like to ask me? And she started asking me questions. And so it was kind of a role reversal type of thing. But when I mentioned to her that I loved her dress, she said she got it at Target. I can't do super spicy, no, I do the spicy. Give you a gorgeous chicken gochujang recipe. Ooh, I don't know what that is, but I need it in my life. I trust you guys and love y'all. This is something I felt comfortable sharing because I trust you all would respect it. 100% absolute respect, my dear. Hot sauce on popcorn. You've never tried hot sauce on popcorn? Hot sauce on popcorn is amazing. It takes popcorn to a whole nother level. Doc is going to get a chicken sandwich with a blazing seasoning, then add hot sauce to it. Yes. Panko crumb coated chicken strips. Ooh, panko is so fun. Panko, you can put panko on everything. I've got 2 barbecue sauces for myself, bourbon blueberry chipotle and bear bacon maple. Okay, those sound really good, but we do like it a hot sauce. I do so like it a hot sauce. And not hot for the sake of heat. It has to be, because you can just throw a boatload of spice into something and make it uncomfortably, miserably hot, which is sort of like the Pocky Chip Challenge. Pocky Chip Challenge is not about any type of flavor. It's about, let's see how much damage we can do. But when you have something where the peppers are cooked in and they're smoked and, and you get those nuances of flavor and they actually care how it tastes, that is amazing. OMG, did I post the orange and barbecue sauce recipe? If you have not, we need it in our lives. We need this. And also that what you were talking about, the what was it, chicken gochujang recipe, that we need. Yes, I did. Phew. Okay. Whew. Crisis averted. Whenever someone says panko, I always think of this one cat I follow on Instagram. She's so cute. The cat's name is Panko. Oh my goodness, panko is awesome breading. It is absolutely, you could bread all kinds of stuff with that. And spaghetti squash. Jay, you owe me spaghetti squash. And a steak. I had 2 goldfish. They were called Jam and Custard. Nice! That is so cool. But see, you're a food type person. So, anyway, oh, the food tasty stuff. And I have never heard of a cat called Panko, but she sounds adorable. And when, we look at what it is that, kind of helps us to walk a little more easily in the world, when we look at the things that, that enrich us, the things that we choose, the things that help us feel more like we're being ourselves, whether it is accepting a new name, whether it is exploring a new eating, a new taste sensation, whether it is, because it is always about, life is always about trial and error, quite honestly. We try stuff. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And life is fun till it isn't, and it sucks till it doesn't. So being able to have the courage, because it does take courage to step out and change your own paradigm, to shift it, because there's always that thing of, what are other people gonna think? I have reached the point where at my age, it's there isn't a whole lot of caring what other people think, just because I'm old. Let's see. When I was 5, I fished them out because they needed to breathe. Oh no! Looking back, it's defo not my proudest moment. And ads again, and back again. Oh, a moment of silence for jam and custard. Oh, but you were 5, okay? Let's cut a little bit of slack for someone who was 5. Oh, did you get another set of goldfish? Maybe peanut butter and jelly. Oh, bless your heart. And I'm sure that was a difficult moment to try to explain to you as a parent, trying to explain to the child. It's like, okay, fish don't need air. They stay under the water. But yes, it was funny. Never had fish again, but had 2 large dogs who fared much better. Well, at least you didn't have to worry about them breathing. So yeah, that is, yay for the dogs. That fared better than the fish. So being able to, consider all the moments of our lives, even the ones where maybe they are, quote, defo not our proudest moments, but all of them led us to where we are, including the really hard stuff and, the harsh things that were said to us, because all those are a part of who we are too. And when we focus on, because yesterday we were talking about the fact that, there were these 2 ladies, and one had nothing nice to say about anybody. Oh, the kids are miserable, the parents are miserable, the bus company's miserable. It's like, then why are you here? The schools are miserable. And another lady who said, well, yeah, the kids can be a little bit, rambunctious, but, you just tell them to calm down, and they do, and just show them love, and everybody's nice, and everybody's cool. And these 2 women who had these opposing viewpoints, and it was interesting, because the woman who was, like, really negative, I ended up seeing her, and she was off by herself, and she's from Haiti, and right now there's like huge political intensity, very, very, very hard stuff happening there, and she was listening to it in her language, and she was just, she got very angry. I mean, so ultimately what I figured out was, this was something that was an underlying thing. So when we talked yesterday, yes, she was going to be very angry. She was going to be very, and I just had the feeling, it's like, this cannot be about these kids. This has got to be about something else. Well, she was very upset about what was happening in her homeland. And she reached the point where, and I was just sitting with her, and it was just the 2 of us. And, I am angry. I'm so angry. I'm so angry. And I just sat down next to her and I said, I am so sorry for what's happening to, in your homeland. And she looked at me and I see she starts to cry. And so I just sat there with her and she started to just kind of talk about, her people and how much she loves them and how hard they work and how things get taken away from them and, just feeling very overwhelmed in that. And, and I just sat with her. I didn't tell her anything. I didn't tell her to stop crying. I didn't do anything. And, while she just kind of released some of that stuff, it's like, okay, that's what was underneath when the other day she was talking bad about everybody. So it was, I think that it was just kind of, because I saw her over by herself and it's like, part of me was like, oh, I don't want to go talk to such a negative Nancy. I don't need this today. And then that little other voice said, no, you need to go talk to her. You need to go there and you need to sit with her. It's like, fine. But it was true. She needed somebody to sit there who wasn't going to try to make her wrong, wasn't going to try to make her feel better, but who could just be with her and say, I'm sorry you're going through this. For the switch to flip from the anger that she was feeling to the hurt. And, so it seemed to kind of take some of the pressure off of her. And I was glad to be there. I was glad to do that. And I was very honored that and this was a woman who we had never met before that other day. And she felt that I was safe enough for her to reach that place of grief because she was grieving. And, she just kind of talked a little bit. And I noticed that as she talked, she stopped crying. She calmed down. And, then, she had to go take care of something. And she kind of, wiped her eyes. And she just looked at me and kind of nodded and then went off. And I didn't make a big thing of it. I didn't do anything except for be there with her and let her know it was safe for her to just let go. And so it was kind of interesting. It was sweet. There was a lot of energy. It was like, okay, I do not normally have to spontaneously hold an immediate container for somebody. But, that was a thing. Anyway, but yeah, it is about, what it is we're going through. She was so focused on her anger that even she did not identify that it was actually grief that she was feeling. And once she did, she was able to release the emotion attached to it and reduce that stress within herself. And I was really proud of her for that. I didn't say anything, but I thought that was a really big thing that she did. I got a tarot reading done last week, and at first I was skeptical, but then before they started the reading, they asked if I had any childhood pets and proceeded to tell me that my childhood dog is still with me in spirit. They told me my dog's name with the correct pronunciation. I had never told her anything other than my name before the reading, and my dog's name is in Thai. Wow. That's cool. And yes, I have definitely had situations like that where it's like, okay, this is nuts. This is crazy. But yeah, does everybody who practices that, are they all real? No. But the ones that are absolutely spot on. And it can get very, very, very interesting. So, yeah, take it all with a grain of salt. But if something rings true to that degree, you listen. That is someone who has my attention. So, anyway. I hope everyone has got something planned for the weekend. For those of you who have to work, sorry. But for, it's like when people, have something planned. And I was speaking with someone about this, where it's like people who retire who have no plan for what they're going to do, many of them become sick or go into depression, and some of them even pass because there is nothing that they're focusing on as a reason to get up, a reason to get out of bed. If they just say, well, I'm going to retire and do nothing, that's amusing for like maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks. But after that, because we as a species need a reason to move forward. It's our nature to move forward. It's our nature to struggle. It's our nature to overcome things. And for those who decide, oh, well, I'm going to retire and I'm not going to do anything, it's like, no, that's probably one of the worst things you can do. So being able to get your mind focused, even if it's just figuring out what you're going to do this weekend, making something that gives your moment a purpose. I mean, don't even think about giving your life a purpose, but give a moment a purpose. Find that within, all the things like, maybe it's, something that you've been putting off for a while that you've been meaning to get taken care of. You can do that this weekend, especially if it's one of those cold, rainy weekends for you and, you end up having to deal with that. But, being able to say, okay, I'm going to get something accomplished. And just by doing that, it sets an energy into motion. I'm going to accomplish something. Maybe you accomplish something for yourself, that you have been wanting to take care of. Maybe it's something that you accomplish for someone else. Maybe it's something that, like I said, one of those things that are on the list that you've actually been going, oh, I just don't want to deal with that. But understanding that when you get it over and done with, it's done. It's gone. You don't have to worry about that anymore. It's out of your field. So being able to decide that something needs a purpose, in a moment. It could be a silly purpose. It could be a serious purpose. But each moment needs to have that thing that motivates you. Something, that you're working towards. Something that you're working on achieving, something that you're working on learning. Maybe what you need to do this weekend is choose something that you want to learn that you don't know how to do. Learn a new language. We've just got a few months left in the year. We're almost through October, which is going to lead us. We've only got like just over 2.5 months until 2024. So if any of those things that you still wanted, maybe it was, going out and getting the weeds pulled, or, doing something outdoors, or, starting to, plan a house remodel, or rearrange your room, or clear out your closet so you get all the clothes that you don't want anymore, that don't fit, you go and you donate those. Cleaning the basement, whatever. But having something that you can say by the end of the weekend, once you've done it, it's like, wow, I did a thing. I got something accomplished, and it is so cool. And, it doesn't take much. It doesn't have to be a big thing. Maybe you've been intending to match up all your socks because, they've been disappearing in the dryer. Yes, there is that thing where socks disappear in the dryer. I don't know why. Oh, Mountain 101. Hey, caught something and it's beating me. Like a cold? Cold? Flu? Oh, 'tis the season for colds and flus. And this is like, like the pre-game, entertainment. The cold and flus that people are getting now is sort of like, the lead in, the opening act for the main cold and flu season. So make sure you guys are taking care of yourself. Make sure that, you're keeping your vitamins and your minerals up. Make sure that you're getting enough sleep. Make sure that, you're keeping track of, if you start getting a fever, if you notice that, you're starting to feel achy, if you notice that, you've got a lot of fatigue or something. Pay attention to that. I don't know what it is, but it's giving me chest pains in the middle of my chest. I would say that could be heartburn, and or it could be, depending on whether or not you've had a lot of coughing, because that can cause like soreness. You could have a rib displaced. Maybe you rolled, or you sneezed, or you coughed, or you shifted, and where the rib meets up with the sternum, that bone right in the middle here, and you get that, and it misaligns a rib, then you will have a pain in the middle of your chest. So, fortunately, a pain in the middle of your chest does not imply, like a cardiac event, because that would be off to the side and there would be other symptoms. But yeah, I mean, the first thing I would guess would be some sort of indigestion or acid reflux. That can give that sort of sensation. It feels like I got hit by Mike Tyson. Yep, that can do it. I mean, and depending on what other symptoms there are, if there is a fever, if there is a headache, if there is numbness and tingling, if there is nausea, if there's nausea with it, depending on, how soon did this occur after you had something to eat? Did it occur after lifting? It could be a hiatal hernia, because a hiatal hernia can present that way as well. And basically, it's like the diaphragm, which is the connective tissue that goes right up underneath the lungs, and that drops, which allows your lungs to inflate. Well, there's a section of the stomach that there's a little opening where the opening of the esophagus comes through. Now, if a part of the stomach gets caught up in there, you will have central chest pain. So that's a, not sure if it's related, but I'm also sensitive to light. Well, I would guess that's probably an additional thing. I don't know too many things that would relate that to light sensitivity. And there's no saying that you can't have two things going on. I had a really bad cough once. I was coughing so much that it felt like my esophagus was irritated and sore. Yes. Make sure to drink lots of fluids. And, I mean, there's a lot of different things that could be going on. And, I immediately go into differential diagnosis mode. It's like, oh, okay, based on what's being shared and these would be the main things that I would lean into. My doctor did a lot of tests, just waiting on the results. Good. Absolutely wonderful. Knowledge is power. So if something is going on with you, I was speaking to somebody today and they were talking about their shoulder, and I checked it and I said, well, there could be several things going on, but what I would suggest would be that you get an MRI of that shoulder, because one of the possibilities would be a rotator cuff injury. And she was like, what does that mean? I said, well, that usually means surgery. They go in and they have to repair it. And she didn't want that. So it's like, well, I said, that's just one of a possibility. It could be you could have, some arthritis in the shoulder. You could have bursitis in the shoulder. You could have tendonitis in the shoulder. There's a lot of things that could be going on. And, I mean, I didn't tell her, because I didn't want her to start focusing in on one thing and getting scared. I said, there's a lot of things it could be. Here would be, the top group of things that I would suggest checking for. Go see your doctor, get an MRI, and then you can figure it out. Let's see. Snoring Bush, yay! Good to see you again, Doc. How are you? I are excellent. I are fine. I are wearing my Pioneer hat. Yes! Becoming a bus person means I get more hats. And in fact, they gave me 2 hats. There's another hat that they gave me. It's like a wool cap. It's so cool. So, yes, I am all about having more hats. And you know, the idea that, you know, because when you talk to somebody about, and I've always been very careful about talking to people about conditions, because I don't want to tell them something and say, well, I think it's definitely this, because then they fixate on it. And, you know, the idea that she wants to avoid surgery, so if she thinks that it's, you know, if I tell her, it's like, well, yeah, this is your rotator cuff, go and get an MRI so they can do surgery, she's never going to get the MRI done, because she's going to connect getting the MRI with getting surgery, and she doesn't want to know. So I told her that there were a lot of different things that it could be, and that getting an MRI specifically will be able to give her the information she needs so she can figure out with the doctors what would be the best course of action to correct it. And more than likely, it is something that is correctable. So, you know, finding out sooner rather than later. And that way she was more receptive to going. For all I know, it could be related to the volunteer firefighting, lots of smoke and smoke-related chemicals. It could, but that is, I mean, it could be a, you know, some type of an irritation in the lung or in the bronchi, you know, the you know, where the trachea goes down and it separates into the bronchi, which is where that little Y separation is. I'm not, I wouldn't be leaning that way. It's possible, but I would probably lean more towards something structural. From the way you describe it, I would say it's probably something more structural. And I mean, could it be some type of smoke damage, which, you know, and I would guess during, you know, all the volunteer firefighters we have is like when they're around stuff, they've got their, you know, the breathing apparatus on. So, and, you know, is there residual smoke in areas? Yeah. And, you know, chemical stuff. I probably wouldn't lean that way, but, you know, I can't evaluate you or anything like that. And, you know, and I'd rather not go like heavy into like symptoms, because, you know, that's something personal that you should discuss with your doctor. But the fact that they've gotten all the tests done, they should be able to give you an answer, you know, within a week as to what they believe it is. Volunteer firefighting sounds so cool. It must be pretty dangerous though. Good on you. Yeah. I mean, our volunteer firefighters up where I lived were amazing. They were absolutely amazing, because we had, well, and the thing is that the fire that turned our entire, you know, area orange, we were able to, you know, hold out, because, you know, because all of California got hit. There was a lightning storm, and everybody was like, ooh, beautiful. But the thing is, it created 80 different fire points up on the mountain, and it was all the way, you know, across California. There were lots of fires, so that meant our volunteer firefighters couldn't get any support for almost 2 days, and they held that fire back until, you know, until people were able to get to it. And in fact, there were 3 of the firefighters who knew that their own houses were burning, but they would not leave the line, and they were willing to not go back and try to save their own homes. I mean, everybody was out, but they would not go back to save their own homes, because they knew that if they left that line, then, you know, other parts of the city would end up suffering. And so that was like, our volunteer firefighters were just amazing. I mean, their money was no good in that town for like a good 6 months. They went into the grocery store, everybody, because it's a small community, everybody knew who they were. It's like, you don't pay for anything at this store. You come in and you get what you need, and, you know, take what you need. It's fun in a way, and it's rewarding. Yeah. I had to cut my vacation and recovery short to head back to Virginia because of the stupid state of things today. Oh, I am so sorry. They must be very brave. Yeah. And I mean, it's like, they were doing, they would do like water drops, and there was a reservoir that wasn't far, and they would come in and they would do these big, huge water drops to try to keep the fire at bay while people were still getting out. And the thing is that they can't do the drops at night. So from the time the sun went down to the time the sun came up, our volunteer firefighters, and finally they did get some support, but they had to hold that fire line, which was massive. They had to hold that line from sunset to sunrise. And it was, it was just amazing. And, and it was really hard because, these people were, just having they were heroes. They were our heroes. Pick sent in Discord. My neighborhood brings us cake and cookies and such to thank us sometimes. That's nice. The phrase "you can rest when you're dead" is feeling more and more true. And Pick's in the Discord. Hold on. Ah, yes. Oh, we've got the let's see, Elijah's, what is that? Elijah's something. What is, I don't know what that is. But yes, I think we had like the sauces somewhere else, or a picture of the sauces somewhere else. Who is it, Miles? Oh, yeah, we had that. Yay. So, yeah, it is, oh, I cannot wait to try that sauce. I really can't wait to try that sauce. Let's see, Elijah's, the Extreme Regret Reserve. Now, when you have a hot sauce that is named Extreme Regret, yes. It's been forever since I've been in the Discord. Oh, well, go roam around. There's all kind of cool stuff. But it is, yeah. Oh, I am envisioning what a hot sauce called Extreme Regret. It's like what's on curry. Actually, well, I would guess it's probably more of like a vinegar-based, like a Tabasco sauce. I love how there's a literal skull smack dab in the middle of the packaging, really letting you know what you're getting into. Oh, that is the kind of sauce that, that will literally make you poop nightmares and question every choice in your life that led you to the choice of having that hot sauce. Now, I do have a fairly high tolerance, and there's always those ones that take it to that level. Instant regret is like me in the bathroom after Taco Bell. Yes. Oh, it is. Oh gosh. And spices are hotter coming out than they are going in. But I do love them so. Like I said, and this one that Jay told me about, it's not just hot for the sake of heat. It is flavorful. And that's what they advertise, that it is flavorful. That, and it makes your nose run. If you ever have, like, if you're ever congested or whatever, get yourself a little bit of hot sauce or some peppers or something, or, something a little bit spicy. And what it does is it makes your nose run. And it just to me, it just clears out my entire head. Okay, I'm nearing just want to explode to Mother Nature and be like, could you please just help and have a quiet day? Even for me, it might be awesome, but as of late, it's a sensory nightmare for me. Oh, sweetheart, I'm so sorry. Hopefully, the rainstorm will pass. And the good part about it being windy is that the wind is moving the rain clouds. So, you've just got a whole bunch of rain clouds and it is moving them off. So that helps. Lots of peppers and such, yes. If you eat enough mince, I think you can get the same result. I've never tried. Eat enough mince? I have never tried that, but if you eat a whole mess of like green onions, and I love green onions, oh my god, I mean raw green onions, like, you know, you would dip something and you eat like the little raw green onion. Fist bump high five for anyone who likes green onions as much as I do. If you eat a bunch of green onion and then you drink water, the water will actually bubble in your mouth as if it's like, you know, as if it's like boiling or something. It's not boiling, but you get the sensation of it bubbling when it gets to the acidity that the green onion has. Try it. Just, you know, eat like a green onion and then put some water in your mouth and hold it in your mouth. It's a weird sensation. My mom would buy the spiciest dried chilies at the market that she could get her hands on and make papaya salad with them. Oh, nice. Whenever I was feeling stuffy. Yes. Onions make you cry for some reason. The larger ones do. The green onions usually don't. But, I mean, basically it is an oil that is secreted by the onion. So, but onions are actually very healthy. And one of, you know, something very healthy that you can do, and especially even if you're sick, is you take an onion, cut it into quarters, you know, take off the outer peel, boil it, and then, you know, you let it steep, and then you drain the water off, and you can put like cinnamon sticks or something like that in it, give it a little bit of cinnamon flavor, but there's like a natural sweetness to it. And that is also something, and you don't get that, you know, onion crying thing. But, you know, you drink that, and it actually is tremendously healthy. My mom swears by Vicks. Yes, Vicks Vapor Rub. Oh, Vicks Vapor Rub that is a thing. That is like when you are, you get that, you slather a bunch of that stuff on, and then just sit there and breathe it in. When I was young, we used to take it, and my mom would get, you know, she'd take like a big spoon of it because we always bought a lot of it. She'd get a big spoon of it and put it in a metal bowl. She would pour boiling water over it, and then we would lean over the bowl, and she'd put a towel over us. And so you would sit there and you'd breathe in the Vicks Vapor Rub and the moisture and stuff. It was like a little mini sweat lodge, actually, with Vicks Vapor Rub. I prefer Tiger Balm over Vicks. Yes. If you're feeling stuffy, exercise can help clear you up. When you begin working out, your blood starts pumping, your body will try much harder to clear your airways. Yeah, I mean, I will trust you on that, because if I'm feeling stuffy, I cannot get the breath or the energy to work out. Usually that's like part of the whole thing is like, I just want to go to bed. My mom brings a little tub of Vicks with her everywhere. Yes. My mom made me tea with something similar to Vicks. Not sure what it was. Well, I mean, you know, anything with menthol in it. And there's a menthol plant. And so you could take that and you can put that in, you know, in teas. But, you know, it's like you can throw cough drops in teas, and it will have that, anything with menthol will have that kind of Vicks Vapor Rub type of effect. But yep, Tiger Balm is amazing too. Tiger Balm, I found, like, you know, for people who are having headaches, you take it and rub Tiger Balm on the temples, and it can actually help make things better. Ginger tea and honey was my go-to. Ginger tea and honey is a beautiful thing, especially when you get that good, like, raw ginger. And in fact, you could take like a chunk of, you know, cut up a couple of big chunks of ginger, throw it in that onion tea, throw in a celery stick, let that boil, and then steep, drink that. Good stuff. Speaking of Vicks, I remember seeing this small thing of what looked like blue jello. It was so perfectly round and squishy, I just had to touch it. After I smelled my hands, it was like Vicks on steroids. Nearly put me off my butt. Yes. Will that work for migraines by any chance? I have had patients who have said that it can help a migraine. And like I said, it's just like don't get it that close to your eyes, but like right at the little dip in the temple on each side, just kind of rub it in there, and I've been told that will actually help. I was told medicine not to leave that stuff sitting around. I was a victim of my own curiosity. Yeah, it is. You don't leave. Yeah. And, and curiosity is a thing. Curiosity definitely is a thing. It's like, ooh, what's this? So, and then we focus our attention on it, and then we regret it. There are regrets, other than the hot sauce, which I'm intrigued to try. Oh my gosh, we can take some, buy an extra chicken sandwich at Fluffy's, and then I can put it on that. Yes. So anyway, being able to make sure that you figure out what works for you, what's your go-to. And I think everybody has their, like, I'm feeling sick, this is what I go with. Maybe it's something that your parents did. Maybe it's just something you figured out all on your own. For me, it's like there is a Vietnamese soup that's called pho. And it is like mostly broth, but there's like mint leaves and, meat, there's like brisket, beef tendon, but, it really is. And there's vegetables in there. There's bean sprouts. And so it's a very brothy type of soup. And it usually has jalapenos cut into it. Well, I take the jalapenos, I throw in some extra cinnamon or sesame chili oil, and I really kick up that heat level in it, and I have a nice big bowl of that, and I sweat out my cold. Oh, you love it too? I love it so much. That is so good. And for me, I'm actually tempted to drop it off tonight. Oh, leave me with the hot sauce. My wife puts up a high Scoville hot sauce on my food, and by like the sixth bite, whether it was my nose, is now in my beard. Yep, it is a thing. It is absolutely, spice is something, and there's a lot of cultures that have used spice in healing. And the idea is by raising the body's temperature, it kind of, purges the system of, the things that are aggravating it. So, what is it? 6:21, and as a reminder, the streams are shorter. I'll be streaming tomorrow. Right now, tomorrow's stream may vary a little bit in timing. We'll have to see, because I may end up having to take a little trip with J and Z to go pick up some chicken. So, but my intention is, if I don't do it Saturday, I will definitely do it Sunday. And in fact, Sunday might be a better day. Maybe I will shift the gaming to Sunday, because I think that would actually be a better day for me. But we'll figure it out. But I will make up the time. But, and Willoughby redeemed Flash from the past. All right, my dear Willoughby, you get to choose. Childhood, teen years, young adult, which includes babies and weddings, older adults, which includes me and my practice and other stuff, and random weird photos. Can stream from your phone while we're driving. That, you can show me how to do that. I don't actually know how to do that. You can show me how to do that. So, Willoughby, which era of the doc? Young, slightly older, more older, or, just crazy. Download the Streamlabs apps. When I tried streaming, I did it from my PlayStation. Let's go with childhood, teen years. Alrighty. Childhood, teen years it is. And let's pick a cool one for childhood, teen years. Okay. Let's go with I want to find a good one. All right, let's go with my ballerina picture when I think I was 4. Yeah, I think I was 4 when this was taken. And I was in a school play, and it was a Christmas play, and we were toys, and I was a ballerina doll because I was actually taking ballet class. My mom made this outfit for me. I was 4 years old, and this is me at the age of 4. So, yes. This was the doc, and my mom made my costume. And, because see, that was an implication of me being an actress later, because I was the only one with a speaking part, and I still remember the line, "We are all the Christmas toys for all good little girls and boys." That was my first line ever in a play. And yes, that is... That'd be the doc. My mom was amazing at making costumes. She really was. And she covered my ballet shoes. And it is... But that was Tiny Doc. That was Itty Bitty Doc. I would be more of a stunt double if I was in the acting business. Yep. So, yes, that was me. Way too long ago. I mean, okay, so if that was me at 4, that was 57 years ago. That was longer ago than most of you have been alive. 57 years ago. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. But, Mini Doc. Yes, that was Mini Doc. So, on that nostalgic note, that was before I was a thought. Yep. That was before most folks were a thought. And we are going to be calling that an evening. It's so wonderful to have you all here. Thank you for everybody who hung out in the Loving Lurkers Lounge. If you care to follow, we are at 1397. We're only 3 away from 1,400 followers. And I was like, oh, that's exciting. Best wishes. See you later. Are we raiding? Actually, we're not going to raid because I've got some stuff that I need to take care of before I start. I'm going to be streaming at 6:45. I'm going to start streaming on Kick. And so I need to get everything set up, and I probably need to have a chat with Jay, for a hot minute. Bye, Doc. So glad to be back in this community. Willoughby, it's so wonderful to have you back. So I will post in Discord what I decide about the stream, whether or not I'm going to stream Saturday or whether or not I'm going to stream Sunday, because right now it actually is more leaning to a Sunday now that I think about it. Sunday would probably be better. So I may switch the stream to Sunday, but I will post in Discord and on Twitter. Any updates on the schedule, please check there. And, we'll figure it out. We will figure it out. So everyone, have an amazing morning, afternoon, evening, or night. Please remember that your life will follow your focus. So make sure that you're focusing on the things that move you forward, not the things that hold you back. Please remember that your focus is your own focus. You don't have to get involved in what other people are focusing on or what they want you to focus on. You choose what works for you. And please remember that you are the only you in all the universe. You're the only you that's ever been and the only you that will ever be. And what that does is it makes you special, it makes you sacred, and most of all, it makes you necessary. Because, yes, it stayed on. As the only you in all the universe would not be the same or complete without you. So everyone, take care. May you walk gently with the world. May the world walk gently with you. And as always, I wish you balance and I wish you blessings. From my heart to yours. So have a good day. Learn something new. I'm proud of you and I love you. Alrighty, everybody. The love train is pulling out of the station here in the Twitchverse. It will be pulling into the station in the Kickverse. Then it will be back either Saturday or Sunday. I may move it to Sunday now that I'm thinking about it. And we'll figure it out. But until then, everybody take care. Bye. Woo woo.